as the Messiah, and they believed in him as the Messiah. Yes, they did. These are the poor. These are the ones who are humble and lowly in the spirit. These are the innocent at heart. وَكَفَرَ الطَّائِفَةُ. But another part of Banu Israel rejected him. This is the elite. This is the administration. This is the establishment. This is the rabbis. They rejected him. Why did they reject him? Number one, when I was the Birmingham, he's a master. And so they rejected him. He cannot be the Messiah because he's a bastard.
وبكفرهم وقولهم على مريم بهتانا عظيما.
Caught them in the temple itself, the masjid, engaged in riba. He cursed them. He turned over their tables. He threw them out of the masjid. He declared, you've taken the house of Allah and you've transformed it into a den of thieves. They decided this man must die. And they held a kangaroo court. And they sentenced him to death. And then they forced the hand of a reluctant Roman government to crucify him. And then they saw him die on the cross. Before their very eyes, they saw him die. When they saw him die on the cross, now it was as plain and as clear as daylight. He could not have been the Messiah. What? He's dead. But he didn't rule the world from Jerusalem with a rule which is eternal. And so now they boasted. This is in the Quran, and therefore I have the right to quote it. They boasted. We have killed him, the son of Mary, the Messiah.
And then Paul quotes a verse from the Old Testament where he says, "For surely everything that hangeth on a tree is cursed." Because even Paul himself in the New Testament says that the crucifixion was a stumbling block for the Jews. He says this thing, the crucifixion, is a stumbling block for the Jews. Because the Gentiles would go to the Jews and tell them that the way to salvation is to believe in the crucified Christ. And they would laugh at them. Because by the law of the Old Testament, anything that goes on a cross, anything that is hung on a tree is cursed by God. So this was the entire reason that when they were taking Jesus to see what to do with him, that they were continuing to say crucify him. Because they were saying crucify him because they were telling them that if you want to discredit him, if you want to make him to be not who he says he is, and you want to prove that, then crucify him. Because if you can crucify him, he is not the Messiah. By our own book, if you can crucify him, he's not the Messiah. So this was why they said crucify him. And this, as Muslims, now we know that he was not crucified. Because by God's own law, he cannot be crucified if he was the Messiah. And we believe him as the Messiah.
وقولهم إنا قتلنا المسيح عيسى ابن مريم رسول الله وما قتلوه وما صلبوه ولكن شبه لهم وإن الذين اختلفوا فيه لفي شك منه ما لهم به من علم إلا اتباع الظن وما قتلوه يقينا بل رفعه الله إليه وكان الله عزيزا حكيما.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.